أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum. This is Masjid Al Iman. Today we want to talk about dawah. Dawah. What is dawah? We always say, I want to do dawah, I want to do this. What is dawah? Call to Allah. Call to Allah. Dawah. It's a call. Here at Masjid Al Iman, what we describe dawah. Dawah is like the whole of the world. Soul of markets. A market that is full of souls. You go into the market to get souls for Allah. Others are in the market to get souls for Satan. So if you are doing dawah for Allah, it means you go into that market of souls to fetch souls for Allah. Someone similarly is there to fetch souls for Satan, and Satan himself is in the market. Now, how do we get souls when we get to this market? How do you buy the souls? How do you get them convinced? We should remember that when you are calling people to Allah, you are rewarded. Your own is just to talk, to tell them guidance is with Allah. Once you tell the people, you are rewarded for even speaking out. But if anybody, you are able to win a soul, you get bonus, because that whatever that soul does, you are also credited. I always give the example like if you work for an insurance company, then you go out there, you speak to people, and they don't even register. A good insurance company would pay you, they will still pay you your monthly salary. But if you are lucky and people register, you get bonus. So this is how it works. So, and similarly, in this market, when you go there, it's not about knowledge. When you take knowledge to that market, you might not win a soul. Knowledge, a bit of knowledge, but wisdom, it is wisdom that you would use in that market to win souls. It is just wisdom. Because if it is knowledge, Satan, who is the chief stakeholder within the market, is more knowledgeable than you. He has more knowledge than you. So what is the point? So in that market, when you go use wisdom, it is not about knowledge. If Satan had wisdom, he would have prostrated before Prophet Adam. But because he lacked wisdom, he thought he was going to respect Prophet Adam, but he was not respecting Prophet Adam, he was respecting God. But because he didn't have wisdom, that's why how come he failed. So we should know that when we are calling people to Allah, it's not just about knowledge. It is the wisdom you use to invite them, to call them to Allah. And remember, when you call them, you get your bonus. Now, let's go back to the insurance example I gave. Assuming they pick Mr. A and Mr. B on the same day. Now, Mr. A, he has memorized the policy, whatever, he can quote the laws, whatever. Mr. B, minimal knowledge, but he can convince people to join. When they go out there, Mr. A is busy quoting laws, quoting policies, and all those, and people, he doesn't get people. But Mr. B, with his little knowledge, is able to convince people the importance of the insurance. When you take it, this is what you bet, and he gets more people. Amongst the two, A and B, don't you think the company will like B more than A? Because the company doesn't care about your knowledge. It is about the people you bring. So similarly, Allah does not really care about your knowledge. It is about what people you bring on board. Your reward is based on that. It's not about how well you rattle, how well you rattle. No, that is not the essence. So let's tone down and let's concentrate on getting the people on board. Now, you see, when you go into that soul of market, there are people who have been captured by Satan. What you need to do is to convince them. You need to convince them. But if you condemn them, that's it. They are already with Satan. Now, the first step in even talking to the people is your character. That is your character will invite them to listen to you. The first dawah is your character, because your character that would attract people to you before you can talk to them. One key: never get angry when you are doing that one. People can ask you questions. If you cannot answer, fair enough. If you can answer, you answer, but don't get angry. Because some people, when they're asking you questions, it is not them, it is Satan whispering to them to ask you that question. You see, when you get angry, you lose focus. So let's take our time. If you want to call people to Allah, let's call people to Allah. I know some people create content, that is fine, that is their own, but please, let's call people to Allah. Let's save our people, let's save more souls. I know it is not easy. It is not just easy. Satan will send people to come after you, they will distract you, but you need to remain focused. Whatever we are doing, it is just because we want the pleasure of Allah. That when we get to Allah, say, oh, you see, you did well, you tried. We are just going to try. We can never even do well. We're just going to try. So let's be careful. This soul of market, it is not an easy thing. It is not an easy thing. And you see, let me conclude by saying that you do not have the authority to determine where somebody is. That is not your area. Like to say that somebody is in hell, that is not your area. That is even not your business. Concentrate on yourself. Where would you be? How would you end? So to say that somebody is in hell because you reference the Quran, it's just like maybe they caught a thief in your area, and then you just went to your room, brought out the Constitution of Ghana, and just read a portion that if somebody steals, this is what they should do to the field, so they should do it. Are you a judge? You cannot interpret the law. You cannot enforce the law. There are so many things you do not know about people. Allah has all the information, even in our law courts. Before they pass judgment, they say based on the evidence provided. This is what they know, because there are certain things you can never tell. You can't. So let's be careful. Let's not be judging each other. Come on, look. When somebody enters hell, what would you get from it? And beside heaven, the paradise is not going to be full. So let's try and tell people that oh, we shouldn't give up on our people. Let's try to talk to them. Let's give them alternatives. Other people go somewhere because they don't have alternatives. A Muslim has a bad dream, he wakes up, he's confused. Where does he go? We should have counseling centers, serious ones. And all them a big masjid. We should have counseling centers so that when the Muslim has a problem, he knows where to go. When I wake up, I have a bad dream, things are chasing me, I don't know what to do. Then all of a friend comes and says, oh, I know somebody here. Then he goes there, he wants to save himself. Let's give the people alternatives. You tell the children they shouldn't sing, they shouldn't do this, and what should they do? That's why we have the mobile Quranic competition running. Give them alternatives because excitement, wanting to be excited, is part of life. It's a human requirement and they need it. So if you are saying they shouldn't sing, they shouldn't dance, what should they do? Like our name is this wedding ceremonies. You say they shouldn't play music. So what should they do? Give them alternatives. Should they just be sitting like a funeral house when it is wedding? They can be happy. I mean, look, it is the mixing of the man, female, and male. So make sure you separate that. The women can be at their side, enjoying themselves, playing things, singing songs to make themselves happy. The men too can separate. It's a mixing that is causing the problem. So we shouldn't mix. We should give the alternatives. But if you say that, don't bring music, just be sitting like that. Come on. It doesn't happen like that way. We shouldn't be doing as if Islam has denied life. No. Islam, no. Islam doesn't exist in a vacuum. Islam is just here to fine tune our lives. To just tell us that Satan is the chief deceiver. He's just deceiving us. To thinking that when you slaughter a fowl and put the blood on the heads, that is what will treat you. That is not true. Because after you accept that, Satan will ask you for something more. And at the end, you become a disbeliever. That is just the focus. So may Allah make it easy for us. Please, if you are doing dawah, just relax. It is Look, dawah is not just about reading the Quran and giving the meaning. No, 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 no. Calling to people. It goes with patience. You don't need to be angry. Once you get angry, Satan wins over you because he sets you up. He puts the switch, and the switch is connected to your anger. So once you get angry, you switch it, and the setup is gone. So I always tell my team members, once you get angry, you spoil everything. For instance, you are going to a community, and you call a team member for something he's not picking or she's not picking. When the fellow final picks, just oh, I called you for this, but don't start. Why did I call you? You are not picking it. Satan is setting you up, and once you start to exchange words, focus is lost. Then Satan succeeds. So in everything we do, we should try and remember Satan. Look, after knowing God, the next person you should know is Satan. Because if you don't know your enemy, how would you survive him? That is why when normally they introduce a new currency, first what they do is that they show you the genuine one. So that is good. You can say that. And after that, they show you a counterfeit and the features of the counterfeit. So after knowing God, know Satan. It's very, very important. May Allah make it easy for us. And Mazir Al Iman, we are always here. Our book is still there. Islam explained through daily analogies. You can grab your copy. It's only 50 CD. If you want the PDF too, you can just call us or send us a WhatsApp message. It is also on seller.com. Our number is 0241403957. Thank you so much for watching. Assalamu alaikum.